Alrighty, Lumberjacks, welcome back to another Logging from Scratch episode. Last time we were playing, we were up on the other side of the mountain, and we were using the skidder. We spent the whole episode trying to pull that big pile of wood up to the landing, which we will get back to. I do want to go up there and clean up all that stuff, so we'll probably bring a processor or something up there and go finish up the rest of it and haul it out of there. But today, I would like to get on using our Clambunk skidder for the final time here. So I wanted to put a blade on this guy, but I forgot. Looks so weird without a blade. Skidders without blades in general look a little bit funky. So what I was thinking to try to break up the monotony, I realized our landing is right here. So instead of bringing the wood directly to this landing, I was thinking I want to bring it up here somewhere at the end of this road so that we have kind of a skidder trail to go on. So we're going to do our first load, just haul on the main road, try that out, see how it goes. No promises it'll work out, but also no promises that it'll fail. So, and I believe the wood is all facing in this direction, so that's good. So we should be able to just back that sucker up, load it on, and go for a walk. That's kind of the plan. So let's hop in this guy. And line it up here. Now, I had a lot of people asking of tutorials on how to use a Clambunk skidder. How does it work? So, for the most part, I've been telling people until the series episode, till this episode comes out, go on YouTube, look up Clambunk skidder. You guys can see how they do it. There's all kinds of different ways that people use to load it. I've seen bunchers load them, I've seen processors load them, and I've seen dangle loaders load them mostly. It seems to be something they do down south quite a bit for their logging style. So what we're going to do, and the way that I believe you're supposed to be doing it, is to load directly to the back of the skidder. So this bunk doesn't turn like inside the skidder. You can't control this. I know in real life you probably can control the tilt on this, but in this game, because of how glitchy that is, you set where you want it to sit with your claw, like I'm doing right now. So if I wanted to change the angle, just bump it with your claw like this. Give it a little tap. Whoops. Just a little bit of a tap until you find an angle that works good. So I try to line it up with me so I'm straight with it, and that looks pretty good. And then what I do, oh man, that driving in the water deeply thing's gonna drive me bonkers. Okay, so we're gonna grab a big old grappleful here, big mitt, and then I just bring it up to it's about around here. So we're not quite touching the headache rack, but we got a little bit of give on there. And kind of just build your load this way. Now, unfortunately, the way I have this set up, it might be a little awkward because I've kind of parked almost in line with our load. So it's possible we might hit our load a little bit here if I'm not careful. So let's grab a couple of these little guys. Remember, guys, do not drive too deeply into the water. In case you hadn't got that giant notification on the screen. Okay, so that looks all right. And I'm just going to fish out all of this wood here. Now, like I said, I'm sure there are other techniques and other ways people use Clambunk skidders, but this is the most traditional way I've seen it, was a loader. And it doesn't matter what kind of loader you're using. You can use a fixed head. You can use a dangle loader, which I don't have one out right now, but I am working on one. So those are the kind of machines you want to use to load it, is a loader. But I've also seen some obscure videos of people using bunchers to load them, which is bizarre. Chad and I actually did an episode on Logging Bros, if it's out or coming out, where we did the same thing. It's probably actually a very late episode, so it might not be out yet. So I'm going to load this guy up. Now, I mean, it's up to you how much you really want to put on there. I think that's good enough for one little test load anyway. I mean, you can set that sucker super high. So that's the idea. You want to get it loaded up with a little bit of wood. I mean, we didn't go too crazy. We could stack a lot more on there, obviously, but this is a good test load. So you want to stack it up on there like so. Once you hop in the machine. Now, there's two different ways you can do this. So you can kind of grab your claws and tinch up on it a little bit to bring things kind of more even to the center, if that's what you want to do. But you want to hit L to lock it. That's very important. So I built a system that kind of separates the claw from the locking straps. So once you do have the load locked, it does stay very secure in there, and it doesn't wobble around or pop out of the grapple like my earlier stuff was doing. And then, yeah, you just hook it on there and go for a wander. So usually, at least for most of the skidding videos that I've watched, there's usually another loader at the end point of wherever we bring this wood, who grabs each piece of wood and offloads it onto the side, or uses a trailer mounted loader, that kind of stuff, to unload it. But in our case, because I don't have another loader just hanging out over there, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the backup reverse thing and drop the loads, which is not super accurate, but it gets it off the skidder. So that's what we're going to go with. So as you can see, because of this new system, even locked, like you can go bop, whoops, I don't want to run into the tree myself, but you can bop into the sides of trees with this load, and it'll just swim around it. It'll hit the tree, but it swims around, and it doesn't actually like get stuck anywhere, which was kind of the intention. So what I want to do is I'm going to bring these all the way out. This will be our skidder trail. See how they kind of turn, but then they just hit the tree and they go swoop. So yeah, this is actually a really cool skidder. I'm really proud of this one turning out as good as it did. Yeah, it pretty much imitates exactly what they do in real life, except for the locking straps, obviously. In real videos, if you watch them, sometimes the logs actually just slide right off, even in real life, and then land on the road, and they just use it as basically road material. Which, whatever, hey, whatever works. But yeah, definitely an interesting little toy. I really like this thing. I got to get a blade on the front of it. I'm actually, well, maybe out by now, but I'm making a paint-to-match color blade for this guy as well. So there should be three blades in total. One for the cat, one for the tiger cat, and one for just like a black blade for whatever you want to do with that. All right, so let's, I'm going to hop out of the skidder here. Let's see, is there anywhere really here we can make a landing, really? Might have to bring it out a bit. You know what I kind of want to do? Let's make ourselves a landing. Sorry, Chad, we're going to cut into your map a little bit, buddy, but we're going to make our own little world here. Yeah, that'll be a good spot. Okay, so we're going to grab our landscaping tool. Oh, I do not own this land. Of course I don't. Why would I own that land, right? Ooh, I have enough money to buy it, but we're going to be kind of broke. How much money we got in our bank? Oh, 156,000. I know that sounds like a lot of money, but in this game, whew, you're cutting it close, boys. All right, so... Oh, it says I don't own the land still. How's that possible? Guys, I do own the land. Oh, I wonder if it's because he's part of his road system. Chad, you didn't want us to mess with his road. I understand. It's okay, Chad. I didn't want to break your road anyway. So how about we build our own landing kind of off kilter of things here. So let's see what we can do here. We're going to wreck your swamp a little, Chad. Just a little bit of swamp wrecking. Yeah, right about here. This terrain cannot be modified, probably because there's trees in it. That's kind of where I wanted to put it, though. Or what we could do. Okay, so what happens if I just cut down trees, like just knock them right down with like a saw? Does that mean we can do whatever we want? Goodbye, Mr. Tree. Alright, so that one's down. I'm just going to fall this one kind of uphill because I don't really care. Now, I don't know if the stumps are going to cause a mishap, probably. I don't have access to the land. Oh, this is the worst thing. I probably can't cut this one either. Oh, yeah, I can. Look at that. Okay. Don't tell me what I can and can't cut, man. I'll cut whatever I choose to cut. All right. Oh, no. So we still can't really play with this land because there's trees involved. Can I... Oops. Oh, I'm in the wrong... I'm in the wrong thing. There we go. Oh. Oh. Oh, dear goodness. What have I done? Let's see if we can level this out. That'd be ideal. There we go. Oh, we can edit it. I think it overrides the warning, so that's okay. Good. Thank the devil for that. So let's cut out this here. We're gonna make our own little landing. That's what we're gonna do. Oh, we can't edit that part, but that's okay. We don't need it. This is gonna be the ugliest looking spot, but here, I gotta round this out because this is just irritating me now. Here, build it up. Oops. Oh, geez, what have I done? We're right back to that other landing. Jordan with a in-game map editor. It's the scariest thing that you could ever do. So I'm just going to terrain out some spot here. We're going to make our own little spot. I just wanted an area we could drop the loads. So I kind of want to be able to go, woo, in, drop, and then circulate back to our main road again. So let's go like this. Let's cut through here a little bit. I don't know what I'm doing. It doesn't matter. Once we get to this point, we'll be dragging trees anyway. So we'll have to go through and cut that out. So we've made our access road. Basically what I want is a loop. So we bring the skidder around, drop, keep rolling, go around in a circle. So we don't have to turn around and go back up the same road. That makes it more fun for everybody. So let's make this a little ditty here. Now, is this going to be enough space to work? I don't know. That part I'm not sure of. Let's go here. Pro tip, hold down both buttons of the mouse to level the ground. That was the pro tip. Somebody in the comments told me that, and I was like, oh my god, I feel like an idiot, because I was like, why can't you just level the ground? And it was there in front of my eyes the entire time. Okay, that looks good. Oh, hey, shit, I almost forgot to do topic of the day, man. Oh my god. Okay, here's our list. What do we got? Topic of the day. Oh, this is a weird one. City versus rural. Where did I even get that? Did somebody tell me that? Maybe I wrote that down. I started asking my friends, hey, what's a good verse, this versus this? So I wrote a whole bunch of stuff down. So city versus rural living, I guess that would be the way it is. So how many of you live in a city versus how many of you live in the country? I guess that would be the topic of discussion. So right now I live in town. It's still a very small town, but I live in town. But prior to that, I used to live out in the country for my entire life up until I was about 20 years old. So I've been about 20 years of country living and about 10 years of city folk living. And I enjoy the privacy of living in the rural areas, but I enjoy the convenience of living in a city area. And I mean, it's a pretty far-fetched call calling where I live a city, so, I mean, don't take that too much to heart. I'm just going to drop these right here. So we're going to drop these trees. So normally, like I said, you'd have a loader that unloads these, but what we're going to do is the back and forth system, I call it. So just go back and forth and then let them fall off. And it works. You can do that and then have a loader sort it out. That's totally fine, too. Now, what we're going to have to do in either the next episode or, I mean, we can get started probably. Well, we're going to bring a loader over here anyways, so a loader and a processor more than likely, because we'll be dropping trees down like madmen over here, and then we can kind of clean it up a bit. But anyway, sorry, back to our topic of the day. So yeah, I lived rurally, and I really like the privacy. Love the convenience of a city. I'm close to all my work. I'm close to stuff. Should I need to buy anything, supermarket, grocery store, pharmacy, all that fun stuff. So it's a really hard call. I mean, where I live, again, is very remote kind of an area anyways, so... Oops. When did we run into a tree? I can't see, man. Just drive over it. You're a skidder. Alright, well, we'll deal with that when we get back to that. So yeah, the real question is, if you want to answer topic of the day, do you live in a city or a rural area, and what do you prefer? And have you lived in multiple areas, and which one did you like better? That'll be the topic of the day. I like that. There we go. See, now we're back onto the main road. That's a nice loop. It'll be good once we actually get it properly cleaned out and stuff, but I think we got the idea down, Pat. It's going to be a lot of turns with the skidder here. But I don't know how many episodes we're going to do more before we move on to Port Murray, because I know it's hard to continually keep a series up when there's new maps coming out, because you're like, oh god, now I want to go into that map. But I love Rogue River. It's been a blast so far. It's been very creative and different, and even doing what we're doing now. We have to get the stuff cleaned up on top of that mountain to call it like done and good. That'll make me happy, because I just want to really finish it up there. So probably in the next episode we will go finish up top there, and then eventually we'll come down here, put all our focus on this project, and just finish it right up. But we still have a little bit of time, so let's do another quick load here before we go and drop that off. And then we'll need to bring probably a loader and something else out here. I think I'm just gonna... This is the part I'm learning still, because I don't use Clambunk skidders at all. So I think you want it kind of off-center with your pile, so you're not piling onto your pile. But one thing I don't really know is directional. So, like, if I park this way, is it better to be kind of on the side so that you're pulling away from your pile? Probably. We're going to learn together. So, what I'm saying is, right now where I was loading it, you know how it was kind of the butt end of the logs were going into my own pile that I was trying to load? Well, now, that butt end is facing the opposite way of the skidder. So I should be able to grab logs and lay them down nicely while not interfering with the pile I'm working on. That's kind of the idea. I always use the old adage of saying, you know, don't paint yourself into a corner, so to speak. Oops, I forgot to turn my grapple thing. I could probably turn it a little bit with this. Oops. We're going to use these logs to manipulate the grapple on the back of the skidder. And right about there. Maybe a little bit more. There you go. So then we're going to go like this. And go kerplunk skis. So I don't put them right. I try to put them right up to the headache rack. That gives them lots of meat so that that claw can grab them if you do need to bring it together. Oops. It's stuck right in there. Oops. Man, my depth perception is just not with me today. You could probably get a little closer to this. A little closer to the Clambunk. I'm kind of like miles away here, so. Because in the videos I saw, they were like pretty much inside the other piece of equipment while they're doing it, so right about here. That's a pretty happy range for me. So let's grab this big ugly one here, and then I want to try to kind of pepper the little ones on top. There we go. Drop this guy in here. And there we go. Whoa, yeah, that's crazy. That's why you get a dangle loader, so you're not playing with fixed heads. Working on it. I'm working on it. I do have an operational dangle loader right now. Outside of the LeBaire, like an actual proper dangle loader for the bush, but it's going through some excessive testing at the moment. What is going on with these logs here? I was trying to straighten y'all out. There we go. Excessive testing, and I'd say it's almost ready. I'm just honestly trying to decide what machine I want to put that on. Whether it's going to be the John Deere, or whether I'm going to do it on this one. That's the part I haven't quite figured out yet. We'll get there. You guys will know when it's ready. That's for sure. I can't really see what I'm grabbing down there, so let's just go for it. Hide and seek in the dark. Now, if you're not careful, if you park this skidder on too much of a slanted angle, the grapple's already got a slanted spot on it. So this guy only really works super well on flatter terrain. If you're on a really sharp hill, those logs will probably just start to slip off. So you got to kind of be a little bit careful with your loading. Oh, I can see one of my peripherals doing something funky. What's it doing? It's like going away from me. Oops. This one. Oops. Okay, let's just let that one fall. Bloop. Sorry, I know you guys can't see it. I can see it in my other monitor. I'm just watching this log freak out. I'm like, what are you doing? Stop being whatever you are, log. Oh, this is messy. This is different, hey? We want something different. This is definitely it. But it's, like I said, what I do when I mod, somebody says, oh, I want one of these. And if I'm interested in making it, I go, yeah, okay, I want one of those too. So what I do in my process of modding is I will go watch videos of that machine operating in real life. Because if you YouTube anything, you can pretty much find any machine you're looking for. Let's just scoop down here and see if there's anything left in here. I think we got it all. Yeah, we did. So what I'll do is I'll watch a video of the machine operating, and I'll watch it, and I'll watch it, and I'll watch it for like an hour straight, and I'll see how it operates. I'll see kind of how it relates to the other machinery, how it bounces around, and then I'll come in and start modding and try to get it as close as humanly possible to what I saw. Oh, we got a lot of wood on there, hey? I need to screenshot that. That's a good one. Into the swamp! So yeah, and I'll watch it, and I'll eyeball it, and I'll make sure it's exactly what I want before I start modding. And then, once I start modding, I can kind of relate back to the video to see how it operates. And believe it or not, we get pretty close with a lot of these. Like, watching this guy do its thing right now, I mean, I don't know, it's pretty identical to watching some of the Tiger Cat videos of these guys rocking. Because Tiger Cat put out a bunch of videos of the swamp equipment working. And, yeah, it's pretty close. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually just going to get this to the curve in the road, and then I'm going to stop. Like right where we kind of put that conjunction road. Because one, we're over our time, and two, I want to finish building that road before we start getting too excited with these drops. I want to clean up that area, because if I keep dropping wood, I just thought of this. I'm like, if I keep dropping wood, I'm just going to kind of paint myself into a corner, and then I won't be able to operate in there. So we're going to park this bad boy right about here. And then probably next time we should start working on that road. Dozer it out, have some fun with it. Beautiful, though. Eh? Look how much wood these things can hold. Beautiful. That's kind of ideal. I like it. Anyway, I'm going to leave the video here. So if you guys like the video, leave a like. Leave a comment. Leave a comment regarding rural versus city areas, because that's fun. I'll try to find funner, because that's a word. I'll try to find more entertaining subjects, but city versus rural, let me know what you think. Anyway, yeah, leave a like, leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you're in the bush, don't forget to hug a tree. All right, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.